having a service Wednesday evening, so I guess we have to get all of our information out on this last time today. For those of you that know me and my speaking, I don't take credit for what usually I speak of. I sit down and I ask Spirit in my daily meditations, what am I going to talk about? And they tell me, they say, well, just sit down and we'll be there too, and you know, we'll work this together. We have things to say, and they allow me to inject some of my comments in it as well. So I apologize as I type these. I know I have like spell check in it because I type with my eyes closed because I'm just typing what they're saying to me. And so spell check fixes a lot of it, and then I go back and fix the rest or inject a little comment here or a word I missed as I was typing, so it flows a little better. So it's recognizable to us humans. So I guess we'll get started. So everybody get comfortable because, like I said, this is our end of year service with Spirit here. So as I've pondered this talk for weeks, I realized there is much weight upon us here. And I don't mean all the cookies and pies, that kind of weight that we all indulged in over the holidays. But I and the Spirit guides that choose to spend this time with us today. The end of a year, 2019. But it's also the end of a decade. Such importance. So what do we wish to impart today to you? What do we wish to say to those who will take this time to listen and learn the new way, the way of the new year, 2020, the new decade? I sat in the silence, which, as a lot of us know, is never silent. I always hear the voices, the words of my guides and loved ones on the other side that choose to come in and sit with me daily and try to guide me and pass on the love and the knowledge that they have also learned since being on the higher side. What do I tell them? I asked. We will sit with you and help you find the words, they told me. We will guide, we will impart. We are always here with you. First of all, and of the utmost importance, my guide instructed me. Everything you say and do must come from an open and loving heart. She repeated it several times, reinforcing the importance of what she was trying to get across to us. Everything, she said, must come from an open and loving heart. I knew at once what she was trying to say. Everything we encounter, everyone we deal with on a day-to-day basis, listen and pay attention. How will you act with this information? What should you send back to the giver of this information? Act with an open and loving heart. But how? As most of you know, this has been a very tumultuous year. So much clouds of hate and hurt have been swirling around us as a universe. Where did it all come from? Unfortunately, It came from the hearts of man. Obviously not all men, but so many all across the world. So many have caused hurt and pain and ugliness. The horrific things we witnessed this past year. Children being separated from their parents. Ugly scandals in our government. Hate, hurt. So much passion, but misdirected by a few. How do you stop it? You need to refuse to allow it to change your heart and what's in your heart. Don't allow this. What must you allow? Only the light that radiates from the God within us all. Stand up for those that cannot stand up for themselves. Be the voice that's heard all the way to the heavens. Don't allow. Allow only love and kindness to come from your open and loving heart. Be strong. So many of us have experienced loss this year. We have lost loved ones. We've lost pets. We've lost friends. Some have lost jobs. They've lost income, homes. So many things that we've endured this past year. And I don't just mean loss of the physical. I speak of loss of all things within for some. Some of us have allowed our spark of the divine to be extinguished like a candle. It shines no more for some. We have listened to the ugliness and the hurt and the misery and hate and allowed it to put out our flame. Some of us move on from this and start anew, because the new year, the new decade is fast approaching, just a matter of hours. What will you do with it? What will you embrace? Will you embrace the hurt and misery and perpetuate it? No. Stand fast. Relight the flame that is within you, in each of us, and make it burn brighter than it ever was before. Because you do have that power. You have so much power within you. Lives lost, battles lost, hungers not abated, still ever present. Say no more. You can quench these ills. You can be a part of this change. These malingering fires that are here and there across the world. Stand tall. Choose the higher path, the path to God. Soothe your own hurts, but remember, always act with an open and loving heart. You can do so much. Trust in the Lord, for He is good. But so are you. Act always with an open and loving heart. Take the hand of your brother or sister and lead them along the righteous path to infinite intelligence. Some of us have been enlightened, and we have a responsibility to do that. It's what some of us have been chosen for. Listen to God. The new year awaits. We will rise up once again as powerful as the phoenix. We will be triumphant once again in all of God's glory. He hears our call. Stray no more. Forgive all those that have trespassed against you, this past year of pain. Look to the light, because they are shining it brightly for you to guide you. And we have heard the good as well. There are many of us throughout the world that have chosen to help, clothe, and feed all those that come before us in their need. We here, we work on, spread this word to all your brothers and sisters. I'd like to read something at this time from H. Gordon Burroughs, Becoming a Spiritualist, that I find appropriate after the hearing the words Spirit led me to write above. He said, "When we have opened the door between this world and the other world, by means of mediumship, the greatest faculty that God has given to man, we find that those upon the other side of life give us valuable knowledge in so many ways, through our education, through our learning, through our reading, through our acting upon those words. It's all part of us being spiritualists. So it's also our responsibility as spiritualists, and for some as mediums, to pass this information and positive guidance along when it's most needed. They feel at this time in our earthly existence we are in desperate need for words of love and encouragement. We need to know that God is always with us, and most especially is always within us. They want us to know that we have His power of unconditional love and action at our disposal. We don't have to wait for some second coming of a Savior to put His love and power into action. We're perfectly capable of doing that ourselves. We can live by His laws and be the example for others to learn from. No one has to appoint you to do that, because everyone in this room has the true spark of the divine since birth, since before birth. So choose to strengthen your flame and light the candle of the brother or sister beside you. Spirit wants you to take what you have learned this year in your observations of the world as we have seen it. They want you to act positively upon what you have witnessed. Act upon the negative actions you have seen and quite possibly committed yourself, because we are all human. But don't perpetuate the ugliness that you saw. It is your responsibility as one of those that hear and know to do the right thing. Correct the wrongs. Feed the hungry. Clothe those that are in need. Shelter those that are cold and defeated and have lost their spark. Act as the Lord God, infinite intelligence, would have you. You are here in His place. All the acts of love and charity and giving that you have learned of in this world in 2019, all the beauty and glory of God around you, surpass them in your own way, in your own part of the world in 2020. So as we do go into this new decade, they say hindsight is 20/20 vision. Let that be your motto to work by this year. Look back and see how it all came about in 2019. Look back and see what worked and didn't work in your own life and the lives of those around you. Don't be hard on yourselves, and especially don't be hard on the others around you. We are all so very human in our actions at times. But let's not punish ourselves for our transgressions and those around us. Let's strive to improve the situations we are truly aware of and know that we can actually have a wondrous and glorious impact on. For that is what Spirit is wishing for us this upcoming year, this upcoming decade. They want us to look back with 2020 vision and see where we could have made a more positive difference. They want us, most importantly, though, to go forward with 2020 vision into 2020. Make this a beautiful year in so many ways. I ask that you take the time this next few days to pause and reflect on 2019. How are you going to make a positive difference? How will you choose to live this upcoming year? Let me read this song of praise by Black Eagle, teacher of H. Gordon Burroughs. If you be out in mountain paths, beautiful moonlit night, mountain walls on all sides, white sand beneath your feet, waterfalls in distance, falling down great rocks, with symphony we cannot interpret. Night comes upon you, and resting you are looking up. Stars seem so close you think you could pluck them. You close your eyes, the vision remains. What have you? God. You pass into peaceful slumber, the blankets folded tight around your form. Mists begin to fall. Darkness creeps in on you, and in silence you hear. And out of the silence, the silent voice speaks. What have you? God. Suddenly the waking of the dawn. You see and hear the eagle and the mountain bird's song. Across the mountain crags, the light. The sun disk rises high. The mists now disappear. You still have God. Please take these words as Spirit has passed to us, as they said, and act only with an open and loving heart in all you do this upcoming year. I'd like to ask Julie to come forward. We have a song that we thought was appropriate as we thank Spirit for stepping in so closely with us and allowing us to hear the words they choose to leave us with at the end of the year. Hopefully you can hear it well enough. I'm going to hold it right up.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to the words of Spirit, and it's just a gentle reminder that they're always ever present by our side. They hear us, they feel us, they work with us, they guide us. They have so much to give to us until we see them again. Thank you.